Adam Waterman with the Investment Center says that Coca-Cola had their shares for $40 in 1919. That one share worth $40 is worth $9.8 million today. Investing your money can help prepare you for the future, whether you're buying and trading in the stock market or buying and holding. It can help you for when emergencies happen, when you have college funds that need to be paid, or when you just need something to fall back on. My husband and I have our own money in the stock market for our daughter, for when a wedding happens or college, or if something were to happen to either one of us, she has something to stabilize herself on. We have our money in a separate account for retirement that's sitting and growing, so hopefully one day we can spoil grandkids or go on vacations, and if anything were to happen, we have money set aside. Today, I'm going to be describing what large capitalization with dividends are, the pros and cons, and how to begin your investment. If you know what you're doing and who you're dealing with, it can save you from a lot of red flags and save you from the downfalls. Specifically, I'm going to give you the history of large capitalization companies with dividends, their advantages and disadvantages, and explain how to start your investment. Large capitalization companies with dividends are easy to spot, but they can be hidden. What they really are in their history can help you in the end with making your money. Large caps is a short term for large market companies. Investopedia says that large capitalizations is a market capitalization with $10 billion or more is what they're worth. Market capitalization is calculated by the stock price share multiplied by the number of the company's shares. Martin Miller from NASDAQ describes that dividends is your share of the profit in the company that you own. So when you buy into a company, you have the right to be paid the share of that company's profit, and that is your dividend. At the end of each quarter, an announcement is made and dividends are distributed. For example, if I bought into Starbucks 100 shares, and those shares are worth 50 cents at the end of the quarter, my dividend is $50. I take my 100 shares and multiply it by 50 cents. From the beginning, large cap companies are very popular for investment. One of the oldest large cap companies is Coca-Cola. Since 1919, they've been in the stock market when it was sold for $25 million. They have paid out their dividends since 1920, and since then they have been nothing but increase. One reason they've been so successful is Warren Buffett bought into the company with his investment company Berkshire Hathaway in 1988. Steve Jordan with the Daily Deal says that since Warren Buffett bought into the company, they have been very successful and they've stayed true to their dividends. Warren Buffett is considered lucky with this company because not all companies distribute their dividends or are successful. Knowing what large cap companies with dividends are will give you a better look at why people like to buy and hold, even if there are risks involved. Putting your money into a large cap company is one of the best financial decisions you can do when investing your money. There are many advantages to large caps that people overlook the disadvantages, but it is smart to have both recognized. Buying and holding is easy to understand, and not a lot of work has to be done once you find a company that you like. Unlike day trading, you have to constantly watch the market go up and down due to emotional driven factors like wars, market crashes, or political agendas. Whereas when you buy and hold, those factors don't come into play into your investment. Jordan Wilson with Personal Wealth Management identifies strong assets with long-term potential like Coca-Cola, and they have no need to be constantly watched. An advantage of dividends is that emotional factors do come into play, and stocks can lower 30 to 40%, and even then you will still receive the same amount of dividends that you would even if they wouldn't come into play. Another nice thing is that dividends are distributed by cash, so you have the opportunity to invest back into the company or to cash out that dividend and use at your own leisure. A few setbacks of investing into large cap companies is that company can pull out at any minute and not distribute the dividends. Being a shareholder means that you're at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to paychecks being distributed. Share prices can drop whether dividends are distributed or not. Sean O'Brien with D-Dividends says that one of the disadvantages is that you have to take your money and leave it alone for at least 20 to 30 years. But in order for that large cap dividend to really be beneficial, you have to leave it and touch it and not touch the initial investment for a long period of time. Despite the negatives, it is smart to do your research to avoid the disadvantages and reap the benefits by knowing what make sure that your money is being put into a good large capitalization that is going to give more beneficial dividends and make money grow by just sitting there, homework and preparation does need to be done. Putting money aside and saving it and doing your research will be worth the time and the effort in the end. A close family friend, Abe Welch, recommends dollar cost averaging as a saving technique. Basically, you decide on an amount each week or month, and you want to be consistent and disciplined not to touch it. Each month or week, your investment is made into a large cap company. It sits and collects, and it buys more into that stock, giving you a bigger dividend in the end. For example, if you were to save your money $200 a month and buy into Starbucks, the unit prices are $10. So at the end of the month, you have $200 saved, a unit price is $10, and you buy 20 units of that stock. If you were consistent for 5 months, you saved $1,000, and you have bought 140 shares, giving you a larger dividend in the end. Another way is to make small goals. Abe said he personally put money aside into a piggy bank until it overflowed and reached $5,000. He continues to make those small goals for future investments. The key to a beneficial large cap company is to find one that dividends have not changed for 20 to 50 years, like Coca-Cola. Abe did his research, and a wise man told him that even when the stock market plunges, you want to find a company that is giving out a product that people cannot live without, like toothpaste or food or oil or the medical field. These things will never go unused. Abe's early years was in the midst of the Great Depression, and aircrafts were needed. In order for those aircrafts to fly, gasoline needed to be put in them. He put his $5,000 into ExxonMobil in 1939, which had a net asset of $114 million at that time. ExxonMobil has paid out their dividends since 1882, and they have survived many emotional hard times. Like ExxonMobil and Coca-Cola, you want to find a company that's loyal to their shareholders no matter what the global economy is. Just like every situation, you have the good and the bad. There are positives about investing your money into large caps with dividends, and there are negatives. But our responsibility is to make sure that those positives outweigh the negative. Knowing what you have will help make things easier in the future when investing. Doing your research on companies and being disciplined when saving your money will be an advantage. So the next time you order a soda or you see someone at a gas station with a soda, think about the future of those possibilities at that time if you were to invest. Could that $2 Coca